Good evening and welcome to another Coach Vincent's show here at Roosters Men's Grooming at the Tower Center across from 1890s Ranch. Coach, congratulations, playoffs with a win against Leander, and it's been a fun season again. Talk about Leander. It was a great game for us.
I was really proud of our players for the way they handled the transition from thinking you're going to play on a Friday night and then coming back and playing Saturday. I talked to them about it Friday afternoon in a meeting, and I was really pleased with the way they handled all of that and their preparation for the game. They had great preparation all week, and so and every time I tell them what they do during the week matters in a game. This was a really good example, and I told them we had a chance to control our own destiny as far as the playoff spot. One of their goals was to get into the playoffs, and they did a good job, I felt like, of playing hard and attacking that game and being real intentional with that game. So really proud of them, and a big win for them as far as that goes. And a lot of people don't understand probably how big a win that is because of just how tough our district is and how hard it is to get in the playoffs. And so really proud of them for that.
Well, exactly. I mean, there's one more spot left. Cedar Park, Vandergrift, and Vista Ridge are all in playoffs. And there's that one spot left, and it's up to 3 teams. It's literally 3 teams in the district that can get that 4th spot.
Well, and last year during this time, we had already clinched, and nobody else had. Everybody had to wait to week 10 to figure out who was going to be the other 3 teams. So 2 years in a row, it comes down to the wire in our district.
Right. So, there's the offense was clicking, obviously. Defense, second half had a great, defensive run. It's a lot to go into with such a big game this week.
Yeah, in the Leander game, I was really proud of our offensive kids and our staff for, Leander had thrown a couple new things at us, and I was proud of them for, pretty much going back to their rules and what they do. And one of the big emphasis for us this week was making sure that we block the down guys and stay attached and those type things. And so our guys did a better job of that. And in the second half, they really got some things going offensively and defensively. We pretty much narrowed down our game plan a lot in that second half and played a lot of base defense. And our kids got out and executed really well, got some good takeaways, got some good pressures, which ultimately helped us against Leander.
And it's something that we've talked about over and over throughout the season here, is the practices, the discipline, and the work that goes into the week brings it when they get on the field, that when a bad play may happen, it doesn't affect the whole overall concept. They come back and they play hard.
Absolutely.
A lot of confidence.
Yes, and this time of year too, I talked to them even today about having a short-term memory when something doesn't go right, being able to refocus on the next play and execute what you've done all week in practice and go back to that.
So before we get to the players of the week, yes, we saw something on Twitter and Facebook going around, and we'd be remiss not to mention our band that's going to state championships tomorrow night.
Tomorrow they are competing for a state championship in their competition. Today at practice we shot some video wishing them good luck, and I've already sent that to Mr. Christian, and hopefully that'll give them some.
They were excited. Their response was great.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I think it was last year, or maybe the year before. I don't know if it was a homecoming or something, but after the football game, you made all the players line up and watch the band because they couldn't perform. This year
they perform before the game, and typically we do get to, because they had competition the next day, and the competition got moved because we were hoping to get a lot of our players to their competition on that Saturday, but because of the rain out and everything was going on after that Georgetown game, they moved it to a Monday. I believe it was Monday night, maybe sometime. Or during the school day on Monday, and then that night really late, and I was able to go over and actually sit down and watch them perform instead of seeing them from the side at halftime or seeing them on the band out there on the practice pad. But just an excellent, when you see them perform, you see excellence. You see all the hard work they put in. A lot of a lot of moving parts go into something like that. So congratulations to them already on what they've done, and good luck to them tomorrow.
Absolutely. Let's talk about players of the week. And for Leander.
Had some great players of the week. Offensive lineman of the week was Harper Gerasi. Our offensive back was Isaiah Valaire. Our receiver was split between two guys, Cody Williams and Ryan Landrum. Offensive MVP was Matt Snow. Defensive back was Dalton McKay. D-line was Jay Mobley. A lot of good pressures out of Jay on the quarterback. Linebacker was Cole Patterson. Defensive MVP was Jeremiah Chambers. Special Forces MVP was Carter Purdue. Had some big plays on our kickoff unit. And then Jeremiah Chambers. Hammer Award was Jeremiah Chambers for the biggest hit. And our RBI, or our touchdown blocks, were Christian Ward, Christian Dominguez, and Bryce Dahl. Those guys all getting some big blocks. One of our favorite awards, Hard Hat Award, this week. Several repeat guys on here. Gabe Adams, Luke is on here again. Darius Johnson is a new one that came back on. Cash Chromas is back on here, and Danny Wright. Those guys all doing a great job with hard hats. And tonight over at Body Fine, we were kind of spotlighting defensive line and tight end. So I want to mention some younger defensive linemen. In our JV football game, Mark Jones was our defensive lineman of the week. In our sophomore football game, Cash Chromas was our defensive lineman of the week. In our freshman red game, Oliver Marks was defensive lineman. In our freshman black game, Max Fuller. And I was really proud of all of our sub-varsities. Really hard to get 5 wins with your program each, on a week like this in a tough football game. And these guys did a really good job across the board. Really proud of all of our younger players,
especially in the district. I mean, It's really unique too. Especially Leander and Cedar Park a lot, because a lot of these kids have played youth sports together. They go to either church together, or they've gone to elementary schools together. It's really unique. So that when they get on the field in high school, it's kind of opposite to what they've always done. So you get to see a lot of fun, assignments and stuff. Here we are now, the big week. Cedar Park, of course, it's a big game. It does come down to what we do with placements and stuff like that with the playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of implications.
The biggest implication, on some of the playoff stuff, it's a wait and see deal for us. Depending on some other games, that could determine our seeding. Clinching a playoff spot was a big deal for us, and then we call it almost the icing on the cake is competing for a district championship. And like I mentioned before, competing for a district championship in a district like ours, and so really, I think our playoff position or what bracket we're in is going to be determined by some other games, depending on what they do. Obviously. Us winning the game puts us in a good position, depending on some other things that happen in our district. But as far as for us, our kids, really proud of them for putting themselves in this position to play in this type of ball game. Every game that we've played has been a big game so far. So. To me, it's another night in 25-5A for us.
Sure, absolutely. It's just unique because we're the only 2 high schools in the city of Cedar Park.
Yeah, and I was talking to our players today, about them being number 1 in the state. And what's unique about it is we know them and they're right down the road. It'd be a different thing. It'd be different if you're playing the number 1 team in the state and they're somewhere else or something. But
sure,
having these schools this close and in this community. Like you said, they know a lot of these kids. Our kids, we have a lot of respect for their program and how good they are on a yearly basis, and are excited about the opportunity and the challenge ahead of us Friday night.
What is it that, as fans, what are we going to look for, on their side, their defensive and offensive versus ours? Going into this year,
they've got one of the best defenses in the district. So defensively, they have a lot of kids back, and from visiting with some of their coaches that I'm friends with, just feel like it's one of the best defenses that they've had there, which is saying a lot. So
that is saying a lot.
because they've had some good defenses come through there. That's a big challenge for our offense. And then, statistically, our offense has been the top offense in the district this year. So that's going to, as far as fans go, that's going to be a fun matchup. Offensively, they are so aggressive and get good pressure on run game and even in the passing game. And Coach Britton has done a really good job with that defensive unit, and we're going to have to really play good assignment discipline football on offense and stay on blocks in order to move our offense like we know we can move our offense. On the other side of the ball, their offense, I think they've got a really good run game. Their passing game has been good off their run game. They've always done a really good job of their play action stuff looking a lot like their run game. So it makes it hard on your safeties and your linebackers. And it forces you to be really good with your keys. The option stuff that they run with the run pass option and just the regular run option forces you to play good assignment defense also against them. So as far as those things go, it's pretty much the same thing on both sides of the ball. Getting lined up, being in great stance. They're so fast pace on offense. You can look on tape and you got guys that aren't ready to play. So we're talking to our guys a lot about getting ready to play, not looking at your wristband, not looking, making sure that you're ready to read your keys. And then special forces, I think you got two teams that work hard at it and are good at special forces that are going to go at each other on that part of the game also.
And of course, we share Gupton Stadium, and we get to be on the home side this year.
That's always a unique transition, being visitor 1 year at home. So yeah, it's great to be on the home side.
Yeah, and best of luck. It's going to be an exciting game. We can't, as fans, obviously I'm sure that the coaches and players are looking forward to it as well, because it's always a great way to, go into the playoffs, playing a team of that caliber. And
absolutely. We also it's our senior dedication night. Great group of seniors that we're going to be dedicating that night, and all of our programs. With all of them, sports medicine. Our sports medicine program does so much for us, and then our Star Steppers and cheer and band and all those choir, all those organizations. You're going to see a lot of great seniors. If our fans will come out at 6:25 when that ceremony starts and honor these seniors, it would be much appreciated, because it's a good group of kids across the board.
Absolutely, and it's really neat to see, because the students come early and they cheer for their peers and stuff. So you hear a lot, and you find out what people are going to do going forward. It's it's really unique experience, and it's fun. So yeah, that starts at 6:25 on
yes,
game day.
6:25.
And we have, I think, 46 seniors on the football team.
We're going to be honoring 43.
43
seniors. I think I got that right. 43. Yeah, big group of good seniors.
Big group of seniors. So, all right, Coach. Well, good luck, and
thank you.
Go Rangers. All right, here we are with Austin Ogle, tight end for Vista Ridge, 4 years within the program. One of the Henry Hawks, and guys have gone through the whole program together as a team. Tell me about Leander and how that game felt.
That game, I'm real proud of the way we came out with the W. We started off all right in the first half. I don't think we played to our best of our ability, and we came out the second half and we turned it on and we did what we know how to do. And I'm proud of the way our guys played and how hard we fought, and even in some tough situations still came out strong and did our best all the way throughout all 4 quarters.
And as I was talking to Coach, the uniqueness, play Leander and now Cedar Park coming up. Kids from all the schools, probably played, T-ball with somebody that's, on the other side of the field. How about Cedar Park? What are you excited about there?
I'm just excited for the opportunity. I'm excited to come out and how big of a game it is, and the night that it's on, being senior night, and all the stuff that we have going on around that game and stuff like that. I'm excited for the opportunity we have presented for us.
It's senior night, last night at Gupton Stadium, the home team. What is that feeling?
It's kind of mixed emotions. You're sad it's ending, but you're happy to see that you made it that far and that you've been a part of such a great program for 4 years. And it's sad that it's going, but it's kind of a bittersweet thing. You don't want it to end, but you want to keep progressing with life. And it's a good night. and a tough night at the same time.
It's definitely not your last game. But it is, it's that uniqueness of that home field advantage, or just being at home field, I should say.
Yeah.
All your peers in the stands, family members. It's going to be exciting, and the best of luck, and go Rangers. Now joining us is Dylan Edge, senior. Probably been with each other for now, this is your 6th year with Henry now in Vista Ridge.
Yes, sir.
And offensive line, specifically left tackle. And talk about Leander.
Leander was a good opponent. They had a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
They had a lot on the line, and we knew they'd be coming out to play really hard.
Talk about the feelings of, you got Cedar Park coming up, home field, it's at Gupton, senior night. What's that feeling like?
The emotions are crazy because we know for a lot of us it'll be our last time ever playing Cedar Park. We know it'll be most likely our last home game we'll ever play through regular season.
It's going to be great though, right? I mean,
oh, of course it'll be great.
We've got a great student section. I also heard, people always talk about our parents section as well.
I expect there to be a lot of people there. It's going to be wild.
In regards to the linemen, I think Brennan Neggers was on here, a few weeks ago, and he talked about that you guys on Thursday nights have your own little table and very tight, but you guys have the most food.
Of course we do.
The linemen is just, you guys are great. The way you work together, go out there and have a lot of fun, but you feed off each other in different ways, and when the plays are happening, it's just almost like, intuition with each other. Talk about that.
Well, when one person will have a good play, other people can feed off that energy, and it's just a chain reaction.
Well, great. Well, best of luck to you at Cedar Park, and enjoy senior night, and it's been a pleasure for watching you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And last but not least on this evening is Jacob Pryor, our last lineman of the night, and it's been crazy. You've heard the questions I've asked everybody else, but I mean, talk about Leander. It really was an impactful game. It solidified the playoff spot. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we knew going into it that we'd have to play our best to win that game and get us a playoff spot. And so, we were really excited for that game. We went out there, we played hard. Things didn't really go our way in the first half. But, I mean, we turned it around, we figured it out. We were firing all cylinders second half, and it was great to see us just go out there and play well.
Now you have Cedar Park. It's a game that's been on the schedule every year. Only 2 schools in Cedar Park. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we're always excited to play Cedar Park. We know a lot of the people that play over there. It's always a fun game to play in. And this year, it's going to be even more fun because we have that district championship hanging over. And I mean, just the chance to play them is going to be a great game.
And it's senior night. And, I've talked about this pretty much on every episode. Anybody that's been watching these, and you guys as a group, I mean, it's amazing from Henry Middle School to Vista Ridge High School. You guys are graduating in probably one of the largest classes that have stayed together through a football program. And I've talked. If you watch each group, like the linebackers, there's just a communication. You guys as linemen, I mean, there's a true brotherhood. Talk about that in your last game at Gupton on senior night.
Yeah, I mean, you hear sports reporters and everyone talk about it all the time. It's that chemistry. We've been playing together for so long. Communication happens really fast. We're really able to talk to each other well and figure out what we're doing and really get in the groove. And so coupled with the fact that we're all buddies, we're all friends, and so it just makes the game that much more fun that we can talk to each other and make sure everything's going right, but have a good time doing it too.
That's great. And 7:30 p.m. at Gupton Stadium. Most important though is be there before 6:25 on senior night so that you can watch every single part of Friday nights. It's really impactful. You're going to see obviously the football team, but the band, the Star Steppers, and of course sports medicine that takes care of you guys, making sure there's if anybody's hurt and throughout practices, and they're you guys have to be there at 5:30 beginning of the year, and they have to be there at 5. So
sports medicine does a lot for us. We're really appreciated for them, band, Star Steppers, really just everyone that goes into making Friday nights at Gupton so special.
It truly is a community.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure watching you, and good luck on Friday night against Cedar Park, and go Rangers.
Yeah.